McWhorter Custom Rifles presents.
Boy, I love these 7 PRCs and these horny bullets. Welcome back, folks. This week, Blondie and I are headed to Oklahoma to hunt with our good friend Dave Phillips in a post-rut whitetail hunt. You don't want to miss this.
Precision Hunting TV is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, Zeiss Hunting, Forge Carbon Stocks, Hornady Ammunition, Atlas Development Group, and Great Horizon Ranch.
So this year, we didn't really plan to go on a Oklahoma rifle hunt. But since we were having kind of a rough season, I talked to a good friend of mine, a guy we call Little Dave Phillips. If you remember, on several seasons back, Little Dave killed a basic 5x4 out in Oklahoma with one of our muzzle loaders. It was about 212 inches, biggest deer I've ever seen in my life. Little Dave is about 6'9", and he probably, on a good day, before he eats breakfast, probably weighs about 280 or 290, so thus the name Little Dave doesn't really fit him, but that's what we call him anyway, Little Dave. So a few weeks before the rifle season, I called my buddy Little Dave, and we got to talking, and he said he'd be more than happy to have us come out and hunt with him, so Denise and I made plans, as we always do, to go hunt together on Thanksgiving in northwest Oklahoma.
On this hunt, I'm headed to northwest Oklahoma. I hunted years ago with our good friend Dave Phillips, and I killed a monster buck with him then. And we're headed back out there now, and it's during rifle season, which happens to also be the week of Thanksgiving. And Allan and I are gonna be self-filming because no camera guy wants to go spend Thanksgiving with us out there in the boonies. So Dave takes me to where I'm going to be hunting pretty much the duration of this hunt, and it's a 2-step up blind that's out in the middle of a cattle pasture. And I immediately am thinking, how in the world is this going to work, trying to get in and out of it in the mornings and the evenings. But he assured me that the deer do not care if people are driving in there because they're always coming in and working cattle, feeding cattle. He told me just to not worry about it, get in the blind and hunt, and that's what I did.
Right, hopefully we have made it to Oklahoma at a good time. It was 75 degrees here yesterday, and temperature is dropping today steadily, although the wind has picked up pretty good. But it's like we're gonna have real good weather this week. And I've got my McWhorter 7 PRC, brand new to me. I shot it before we left to come out here, and man, I love it. It's topped off with the brand new Zeiss scope, and it's one of my favorite scopes I've ever had. I have no trouble getting in the eye box on it, which has always been a little bit of a struggle to me. I'm sitting out looking over a pasture. Longest range is about 500 yards. And I've already got some does out here. A couple of them are bedded down in the shade over there, I guess, hanging out, staying out of the wind. A couple of them already up feeding. They just don't seem to care. I think they're used to Dave, our outfitter, coming in here and feeding the cattle. and they're just not fazed by it one bit.
I wasn't out there very long and the deer start pouring in. I've got them 15 yards directly behind me walking around the blind. I've got them out to 400 yards to my right. I've got a feeder that's about 150 yards to my left in the front. So I'm just spinning on my seat trying to keep up with everything that's going on. Most of it was does. I had a little spike come out that pushed all the does around, but a whole lot of activity. It sure looks promising.
This segment is brought to you by Board and Accuracy, makers of the most accurate custom hunting actions on the market. Manufactured in the USA to true bench rest tolerances. Board and Accuracy equals success.
The next morning, our second day, the temperature dropped down to 27 degrees and the wind laid down almost flat. So it was really feeling like something might could happen. Well, it's the second day here in Oklahoma. We are rifle hunting. I've got my 7 PRC is ready to go, and it's warmed up a good bit today. It got up in the 60s today, and not going to be quite as cool tonight. The wind gusts have picked up a little bit from this morning, but they're not bad. Got a bright sunny day. Got to the blind and I already have 2 does at the feeder, and we saw several deer in different fields as we came on the way. I'm self-filming, so I'm just trying to work. I camp 2 cameras and keep a rifle ready. It's not always easy all the time, but Allan and I both are self-filming this week. Hard to get a camera guy the week of Thanksgiving, and I completely understand that. Afternoon hunt, I'm right back in the same blind. Nothing mature showed up except for a short-tined 8-point, and he was busy pushing does around. A lot of activity, so I'm not taking my eyes off of the pasture. just before dark is when this really wide 10-point showed up 400 plus yards away and starts heading my direction from the opposite end of the field. And I can tell pretty much that he's mature, but to know at 400 plus yards that he is one of my target bucks, I don't want to mess up. I'm trying to run 2 cameras, keep the rifle where it needs to be, and so I spend a good bit of time watching this deer.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by McWhorter True Precision Long Range Hunting and Shooting School, Leo Photo USA, Brooks Barrels, Trigger Tech, Hawkins Precision, and Borden Accuracy.
As this buck is moving across the pasture, he's pretty settled down. I'm not worried about him bolting and taking off out of there. And he did at one point stop and turn broadside in the middle of the pasture, but I'm also trying to move around stuff inside the blind and make sure everything is the way it should be. It's tough filming yourself, trying to keep a camera, rifle, GoPro, whatever you have going on in there, and keep my nerves calmed down.
Welcome back, folks, to the True Precision Tip of the Week. Today we're going to talk about optics.
Mr. Allen, if there was one scope that you could go with, one optic for hunting, which one would it be and why?
Well, you know, McWhorter rifles, we've sold all brands, and we still do, all brands of upper end scopes. Good glass, mostly Austrian and German glass, and that just gives the best light transmission, so that's what we've always sold. But as of the last year or so, we have worked with Zeiss on this new American NA scope, the V8 NA, and it is the best scope that I've ever seen for hunting. It's got the perfect power range, and it's got a whole lot of other features that we really love above all the other optics that we've ever sold.
What's some of your favorite features of this scope?
Okay, so this scope is an MOA scope. We think MOA is simpler, it's easier to use, so we work with them on a simple MOA reticle, a simple turret, capped windage, and then the digital illumination that this scope has. With all those features in this and the power of 2.8 to 20 by 56 at 93% light transmission, in my opinion, this is the best hunting scope that McWhorter Rifles has ever been involved with.
What will this scope take you out with a good rifle? What range will this take you out to?
We use these in our shooting school, and we easily shoot 1,000 yards. We've shot targets out to 1,500 on other ranges, and anything further than that, like we said, this is a hunting scope, and we always, in our shooting school, we always harp on ethical shots. And in my opinion, no matter who you are, I mean, you're Special Forces, Green Beret, sniper trained, I don't think you can make ethical shots on a game animal to keep it in an 8-inch kill zone over 1,500 yards. So out to 1,500 yards, that's the perfect scope. At 20 power, I can see the mirage better to read the wind with. The low power is 2.8, that's perfect for a close shot. It being second focal plane, the reticle stays the same throughout the power change, and that's just really a big plus in a hunting scope for me.
And at 28 ounces, this is the perfect lightweight hunting scope.
That's right. Even for a lightweight titanium model up to a 8-pound rifle, that's the perfect weight. This is a scope that we like better than anything we've ever had, and that's our True Precision Tip of the Week, brought to you by Allan and John.
Precision Hunting TV is also brought to you by Armageddon Gear, Mesquite Creek Taxidermy, Hell's Canyon Barrels, Gun Foam, Boyd Harness Company, and Metal Spinning Targets. This segment is brought to you by Atlas Development Group, makers of the finest premium rifle cartridge cases on the market. Proudly made in the USA. Our stringent manufacturing process and raw materials yield superior results.
He's down. He's down. I have an Oklahoma buck on the ground.
This gorgeous buck stops just short of the feeder, gives me a perfect broadside shot. I pull the trigger on the 7 PRC and up he goes and over into the hog-proof fence around the feeder, and that's all she wrote. Well, I am hunting in Geary, Oklahoma, and I have tagged out on a brute of a 7.5-year-old 10-point. What an amazing deer. 7 PRC, put the smack down on him, plenty of energy to put him straight to the ground. He just went a couple of feet and that was it.
So Denise is hunting today with her 7 PRC. It's got a Hell's Canyon 24-inch carbon barrel on it. Got the brand new Zeiss 2.8 to 20 by 56 on it. Hawkins bottom metal, Hawkins rings, and Trigger Tech trigger set at about 1.5 pounds. And she made a perfect shot right on the shoulder. You know, that tremendous hydrodynamic wound channel just put the deer down. Even this 240, 150, 250 pound deer almost in his track. So good shooting.
Thank you.
They got the big deer out here, and now it's my turn.
Happy Thanksgiving to me.
I love Oklahoma. I've killed a lot of big bucks in Oklahoma, but this year just wasn't meant to be my year. Fortunately, Denise killed a great 7.5-year-old buck. I got to hunt, I got to see a whole lot of deer, and a bonus for me, instead of getting skunked, I had a giant hog come out one of the last days I was there. Well, it's afternoon of day 6. And it has gotten really warm. It's about 57 degrees, I think, when I got in here at 2 o'clock. So probably be in the 40s by the time it gets to last light. But got today, tomorrow, and Monday would be the last tag it up before I go back to Illinois with Denise. So she killed her buck on the second afternoon, and so now she's pig hunting. So. And she's already got one. So here we go, day 6, self-filming in Oklahoma, and hoping one of these big shooters shows up. That's it. What a giant hog. Oh, look at the cutters. Wow, that one's busted off. The other ones, bottom ones are big. This hog weighs 300 pounds. And the damage that one of these will do to a field like this, or a food plot, or any kind of feeder situation is just, you got to take these out of the herd. 7.65 PRC with 175 grain Hornady ELDX, hit him right there on the point of the shoulder. He did run about 50 yards because that's a lot of animal to kill. And Zeiss scope, board in action, Trigger Tech trigger, and couldn't have done a better job. So I'm gonna go back, get the truck, see if I can figure out how to get this thing loaded by myself. Over the years, Oklahoma has been great to me and Denise, and this year was no different. Denise killed one of the better deer that she'd killed out there in several years. I got to shoot a big hog, and it's really good to have friends in Oklahoma like Little Dave.